Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andrew Lensack. I'm a Senior Application Consultant with eBECS. I just wanted to introduce you to today's webinar, which will be the new Dynamics AX, or V7 series, specifically utilizing the new retail functionality for every business. Before we start off, just a little bit of information about eBECS. We are a total Microsoft Business Solutions provider. So what we mean by that is we're not just focused on one product or one service. We actually go quite across the Microsoft stack, whether that's cloud platform, data analytics, ERP like Dynamics, Nav, NAX, CRM, and we have a full-fledged BI practice as well. We work with the private and public platforms as well as Azure-based platforms like you have in the new AX. We're very proud of a lot of the awards we have won. We were the 2015 Microsoft Dynamics Resale of the Year for the UK, and we were actually Country Partner of the Year for the UK so far in 2016. And as you can see, we've won that Reseller Award quite a few years in the past as well. We've also won Global Partner of the Year for ERP in 2013, and we're part of Microsoft Dynamics Inner Circle, which is really important because only the top 2% of partners are welcomed into that group, which gives us great exposure to the Microsoft team and their full resources. And we're also certified in professional services and discrete manufacturing for AMR. With that, I am pleased to introduce Ming Chi, who will be presenting today's webinar. Ming?
Thanks, Andrew. As Andrew mentioned, my name is Ming Chi, and I'm an application consultant here at the eBECS North American office in Atlanta. And I've been working with AX and here at eBECS for I'm in my third year. And today our topic is retail and the new retail functionality and kind of how we can utilize some of the functionality in retail for every business, whether that's a manufacturing company, whether that's a distribution company, etc. So we're going to start off with kind of an overview of some retail features and kind of what retail really encompasses, because I'm assuming that some of you really don't quite know what the retail module includes in AX. And then with each different section, I'm going to do a demonstration in the new AX, Microsoft Dynamics AX, of exactly what that would look like. And then we'll, at the end, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them, but currently everyone is on mute. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, I kind of want to talk about kind of core retail in AX and what that kind of means for Microsoft Dynamics. So it kind of is divided up into three different sections. So you've got your channel management and corporate operations, which basically I see a retail channel in many regards as a warehouse. And so you've got your different channels in your different locations, whether that's a DC warehouse, which is your distribution center, or you've got a channel in Atlanta, or you've got a channel in New York, etc., and kind of how you manage your entire channel organization and hierarchy. And that's kind of that first part of retail. The second part of retail is retail merchandising and inventory. And this is really how are you going to manage your products? How are you going to basically create those product categories and assortments so that when you actually sell goods, you're able to really provide feedback to your company about, maybe reporting purposes or data analytics about specific items that you're selling and what exactly you're achieving in terms of margins or profits, etc. And so kind of that area is where I see a lot of potential for companies that are maybe manufacturing to kind of utilize some of this functionality in AX. So today we're going to kind of talk about and focus on retail merchandising. And then the final section of core retail is really the retail point of sale and the store operations. So this is actually creating like a hardware station or a retail server itself at specific locations in the United States or elsewhere, and where your sales staff would actually be able to go into the retail point of sale application, put in customer orders, and have that feedback into AX as sales orders. So today, since I mentioned, we will be talking about retail merchandising and inventory, and we're going to kind of divide it up into three different sections. We're going to first talk about product categories and how we can create product assortments, product catalogs, and kind of manage that through and kind of manage your products. And then we're going to talk about kits and kitting and how that would work. And then finally, we'll talk about managing price and discounts, as well as implementing inventory and replenishment through all the different things that we set up today. So here is the retail module in version 7, and kind of includes everything that we'll be touching today. There's currently about 7 workspaces that have been created for the new Microsoft Dynamics, and we're going to focus kind of on the first 2 that you see there. We're going to focus on category and product management, and then we're going to focus on pricing and discounts. And let's kind of talk about the core capacities of the retail merchandising in AX. So I kind of see it divided up into 6 different sections, and you've got your retail channel, which I've already discussed is kind of the be-all, end-all of your warehouse, and you have to have that set up. And then after you create your retail channel, you can start creating your products, and you can start creating your different designations for those products, whether that's t-shirts or pants, and you want to make sure that you kind of segregate your products in certain categories. And then maybe for specific seasons, or maybe you have different products that are sold in different seasons, you want to create a catalog for that. So you've got a spring catalog, you've got a fall catalog, etc. Oh, excuse me. And then next you have your kitting. So this is when, this is when you have a bundle of products that you want to bring together, and you want to have a specific price for those bundle of products. So maybe, for example, you've got a computer kit, and that computer kit includes a mouse, the computer. It also includes maybe a screen or something, and you want to kind of bundle those products together and create one price for that. And then maybe you want to substitute different types of products, and maybe it's a green mouse or a blue mouse. So that's kind of what kitting includes, and it's a really important part of retail, and even manufacturing products can use kitting when they sell their products to their customers. And then, of course, the pricing and discounts. And pricing and discounts includes not only the base price, but it also includes trade agreements, which come below that, and it also includes discounts itself. And within retail, we've got about 4 different discount options that you can pick and choose how you really want to sell your products. Whether that's using a simple discount where for a specific catalog through a specific duration of time, you're going to take 5% off that product, or you want to do something a little more complicated, which maybe is kind of a mix and match, where you want to do a basket. So say you have, you're buying if you buy 2 cups of tea, you can get the mug for free or something like that. And then with all that, obviously you've got your customers, and these are things like your customer loyalty programs. Maybe you have specific gift cards you want to kind of include with your customers so that they get a more privileged product line, and maybe it's just in terms of price, it's cheaper for them, etc. And then finally, all of these things can be managed and followed into the new retail workspaces that Microsoft Dynamics has created in the new version 7. So first, I kind of want to talk about the merchandising product hierarchy of what exactly kind of feeds into a product within product information management in AX. So in the center there, you've got your product. And your product can have product variants or related products. So these are things like different configurations, or instead of a blue item, you've got a red item, etc. On top of that, you can actually create product attributes, and those are kind of divided up into 3 different sections. So you've got your product group, your product attribute, and your product values. A good example of this would be maybe an attribute group of size. So you've got different sizes for that product. And maybe the attribute itself would be the valve size of maybe a piece of pipe or something like that. And then the attribute value itself would be the actual size of that bulb, which maybe would be, you know, 1 inch or 2 inches, etc. So all these things can be defined in your product, and you can really allow, once you define these attributes, AX can automatically generate all the different possible configurations for this product when you're actually doing your kit orders, when you're actually doing your sales orders, etc. And then your product itself can be assigned to some sort of category. And category management in AX, it doesn't just include retail. You know, it actually also includes sales. It also includes procurement. There's about, I want to say, 8 different category hierarchy types that can be assigned to a product. In the retail module, you can actually assign 3 different categories, and those are the navigation category, the supplemental category, and the product category. So the product category is, you can only really have one product category, and that's kind of your main product category line. You can have as many supplemental categories as possible, and those are, you know, maybe you're doing a specific marketing promotion and you have different products in that particular category that you want to promote and have in that category, so that's easier for your sales associates to select when it comes to sales orders, etc. And then all these things, all the products can be linked to kind of these bottom 4 areas, which is the assortment, which I will explain more in further detail, kind of the difference between assortment and a category. The catalog, which is also a little different from the assortment, where you can have a spring category, a winter category, etc. And then you can also kind of spiff up your products and add images. And all of this is connected back to your retail channel. So let's talk a little bit more about what category management in retail means and how we can actually use it to define products. So first of all, you know, when you're actually using category management, you can actually define your categories manually, which can be done through AX, which I'll show you in the demonstration in the future. Or you can actually import your hierarchies into AX if it's a very complicated hierarchy. And currently, the category management in AX is done through a tree-style navigation. So you've got your top level, your end level deep category hierarchies, and whatever child category nodes, whatever attributes, maybe you have a category attribute in maybe a bottom area node, everything is inherited at the top. So that's just something to keep in mind. So once you create a generic category hierarchy, then you're going to have to define what your category hierarchy is going to be for. And that includes, you know, in retail itself, it includes these 3, but it could also include the other ones like sales and procurement and etc. And then you're going to figure out, okay, well, what am I going to use this category for? And am I going to use it for a specific marketing event? Am I going to use it specifically for special groups, or am I going to use it within my channel itself, where, you know, maybe for specific stores, they're going to be selling different products than for in the Northeast, because maybe it's a colder winter and they've got heavier attire than maybe the southern part of the United States. So now I kind of want to go back and talk about assortments, catalogs, and enrichment options between the two. So the way, I have an image down there that kind of, in my opinion, gives a better idea of what assortments and catalogs are. So assortments are availability of products across one or more channels for a specified period of time. And then a catalog is availability of enrichment of assorted products across one or more channels for a specified period of time. So let's say, for example, as you can see in that example, I've got 4 different categories. I've got a general sportswear, I've got a general sporting equipment, winter sports apparel, and a winter sports equipment. And I can divide up those 2 categories, or combine those categories and create 2 assortments. So a base assortment that includes my general products, and then maybe a winter range assortment that includes my winter range products. And then after the assortment, I can actually create within the assortment catalogs for those specific assortments. So maybe in my base assortment, I've got a catalog for jackets. or a catalog for spring jackets, something like that. And that's kind of outright, it enriches your assortment of products. And then from there, I can release my assortments to different stores, to different warehouses, to different channels. So maybe the winter assortments can only be released in the Northeast stores. Or maybe the base assortment is released to all stores anyways because it's our base product range. So in terms of enrichment options, you can create that catalog, right, for marketing events, campaigns, large-scale products that you're going to produce on a large scale. Or you can actually do it store-specific, where maybe for even one store, you only have a specific product that you're promoting. And all of this stuff, all of the creating those products and associating them to whatever category or assortment that you're trying to create can be done in Excel. And I think that's a really powerful thing that AX offers. So I wanted to show kind of what catalog and product management looks like in V7 currently. And so you kind of see that you can see your summary page, you have your active assortments, what you're currently in progress, and then you've got on the right here, variant groups, your catalog hierarchies, etc. So let's do a demonstration in AX of creating a product hierarchy and assigning that hierarchy to a category and then adding products in that category hierarchy. So I'm going to exit out of this presentation. We have AX in retail, and you'll notice that my lookup is currently green, and that's just a user option. The default is blue. I'm going to go into retail and commerce, and I'm going to open up category and product management. And from there, I'm going to open up a category hierarchy, and I'm going to create a new category hierarchy. So let's name this category hierarchy Contoso Holiday. And from that name, you can basically assume that I'm probably going to create a supplemental hierarchy, which means that it's not going to be my main hierarchy. It's just going to be something that I can add for the holiday season. So we can start. Typically, the best practice is to create a category node and call it all, because you really want to have an option where you can include all the products in that category. And then from there, we can actually start doing our N-level tiering off and creating our tree. So let's create another category node of, say, Christmas. Once that's created, I can go back to all and then create another node under all. Let's call this next one Easter. And then let's create another one. Oh, excuse me. I've got to go back to all and make sure that it's under the first level. And let's create one called Halloween. So I've created my 3 category nodes, and now I can actually even further go down my hierarchy and create further nodes. So maybe under Easter, I've got Easter baskets, and let's create one for Easter apparel. And then from there, actually, I can actually even go further down and create, Easter apparel girls' shirts or something like that. So let's save this. We've created a very basic category hierarchy, and let's close this. And let's go to Contoso Holiday, which we just created, and associate the hierarchy to one that we want it to be. So I'm going to do I'll do supplemental retail hierarchy. So let's create a new one. Let's do supplemental retail hierarchy and select the one that we just created, which is Contoso Holiday, and save it. So now that I've created my Contoso Holiday, I can go back into my category and product management, and I can click on my supplemental product categories screen and notice that Contoso Holiday is there, and I can open it, and I can start at this point assigning products and product attribute groups. So it's very easy to just add a product, and maybe I'll select your add product screen will show up, and I'll select add here and select OK, and then I'll be able to start kind of creating my category hierarchy. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to create an assortment. And so from there, we're going to go back into category and product management, and I'm actually going to just create an assortment straight from the workspace. So if I select new, I've got an assortment. Let's say that the effective date is today, and I'm going to name this assortment Winter Holiday. I got to add a retail channel, so let's add Boston and Birmingham and press OK. And then here I can start adding my assortment products. So it's very, very similar to your category creation, but here I can actually select the hierarchy that I want to select in, right? So maybe Contoso Holiday, and say, okay, well, I want to take everything that's in Christmas, and I want to add all these products that are in Christmas because they're part of my winter assortment, and select add and select OK. And then I can save and publish that assortment. Okay. So let's go back to our presentation. And from this demonstration, I've just showed you basically how companies can really kind of divide up their products in certain ways and just create different categories and assortments based on their customer need and their product line. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about is kit creation. And this is something that can be used to substitute and create new prices with a combination of products, and basically bundling those products for a single price. So kits are, when you create a kit, they're defined as a product in AX. And then using the kit configurator, I can actually add components of that kit. I can also add substitutions of those components, as well as kit prices and substitution prices. And then from the retail itself, I can manage my kit orders and do an assembly or a disassembly order, and do an assembly and disassembly kit configuration. So when you're selling your kits, you're actually going to go into kit orders in retail, view the components and the substitutes, select what variants you want to choose, and it'll automatically create a BOM journal that will actually assemble that kit and then deduct inventory for whatever components or substitutes that are included in that configuration. And you can also do it the other way around, where you can disassemble a kit. So you can say, I want to disassemble one of these configurations, and then it'll create that BOM journal for you. And once you've created your kit order, you can post your BOM journal, and you will be able to basically process your kit order. So I think kit orders are better shown in a demonstration, so I'm going to go ahead and show how kit orders work in AX. So let's go to kit orders. So I'm going to first create a kit. I'm going to release that kit, and then I'm going to create a kit order. So I'm going to go into product kits, and I'm going to create a new kit. So let's say I'm going to call this one 7009, and I'm going to call this kit the BMX biking kit. And I'm going to say that the product dimension group is retail kit, and I'm going to select a retail category of action sports. And I'm going to select OK. So I've created my kit, and at this point I can actually start to configure my product kit. So if I go up to the tab here where it says product and select configure, I can start adding components to my kits. So let's say, since I'm doing a BMX biking, let's go to BMX biking, and let's say in this particular kit I want to include a bike tire, some gloves, and a helmet. And I'm going to add these products to my kit, and this is kind of the base kit configuration. So these are the components of my kit. After I've created that, I can actually start adding substitutes for the particular individual products. So for example, in this product, the bike tire, let's say I want to add a substitute to that. And let's go back to the BMX node here. And let's say, well, I've already added the premium bike tire. Well, you can actually substitute the signature bike tire as well and select OK. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to add the product, so let me go ahead and do that. Add, and there the product is, and select OK. Next, I can add a substitute for the BMX gloves. So let's add a substitute for this. Let's go back to BMX biking. And let's say, okay, well, instead of the full finger, I can also do mesh gloves, premium gloves, and signature gloves. And add that as well, and select OK. And then finally, the full face BMX helmet. Let's say I want to add a substitute for that as well. And let's say, let's do the signature and the premium. So I've basically created a kit. I've configured a kit where I've got 3 different components, and within those 3 different components I can substitute these different products. So in gloves I've got 3 different products I can substitute, etc. So once I've finished configuring my kit, I can save it and I can approve it, and this is basically saying I approve this kit. And now let's go back to product kits and let's release this kit. So when I select release products and select next, notice that all the different substitutions and components that I put in that kit has already been generated by AX for you. So these are all your product configurations based on what I configured in the kit itself. So it looks like I've got 22 variants of what I just configured. So let's click next. And let's say I'll just release it to USRT and click next. So these are, just release it to the companies you want to. And you can actually run this in batch as well, so you have multiple kit orders that you want to run and release as products. It's easy to do that as a batch job. And select finish. So I only have 24, so I don't think this will take very long. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, once it's released as a product, I have to actually add a few things that are required for release products so that it can actually be used in an order. So let's go to released product kits. And you notice that the 7009 biking kit here has been released. And let's open up this product. So a couple things that I'll probably have to do is I'll have to assign an item model group. So let's do FIFO. And then I will also have to do some product dimension groups. So let's say the storage dimension is site warehouse, and then the tracking dimension is none. So these are just configurations that you have to have for every different product. And for kits, it's no different because AX treats kits as products. You just have the ability to configure those products. So let's just make sure that the unit is each. That's great. And let's say that this is in the action sports item group. Okay. And I just want to validate that one more time, and we're good. So this product, this kit, is ready to go. So let's go ahead and configure some prices. So let's go back to configure product kit, which is here. And you'll notice that now that it's been released, you're going to see some new fields pop up. And those are the base prices and the kit prices. So you've got your base price, which is what you've already configured for these different components in here already. So you know that the base price is 204. Well, let's say that, well, I want to specify a kit price for this product. So let's say instead of 204, this kit price, if you buy it as a package, will be $190.99. Press OK. And save. And what will happen is your kit price will now, with these three components, will be automatically included when you add this as a kit order. In addition, I can also, in the substitution part, add charges for substituting an item. So, for example, for this particular item, the mountain bike tire, if I want to substitute for the signature, maybe I'm going to charge an additional $10. And these changes will be reflected when I actually do my kit order. Say, for example, in the gloves, I'm going to charge an extra $5 for the mesh, maybe a $10 for the premium, $10 for the signature, etc. So once you save this and you've configured your entire kit component and it's been released, it's ready to basically be used as a kit order. So let's just kind of, I'll create a kit order here just to show you what it would look like. So select OK. And notice that all your different configurations are here with the components that they include. So the first one is always going to be your base kit component. And then it'll change, these products will change based on what configuration you're at. So let's say that I want a quantity of 2, for this one. When I'm saving this configuration, if you notice, now I can actually view the BOM journal behind that configuration. So if I select View BOM Journal, and let's kind of open up this journal. This is really cool where you can actually see, okay, for this kit, which is our base kit, it's actually creating a quantity of 2, and it's at the same time subtracting a quantity of whatever the components are. And so when I post that journal, my inventory will always be moving in the right direction of what the kit is actually trying to produce out. Okay. So let's go ahead and create a kit order. So let's do new. You can do either assembly order or a disassembly order. So the disassembly order will basically be the opposite of what that BOM journal just showed you. So instead of adding inventory to the kit, it would be subtracting that inventory of the kit and adding it to the components. So let's do a biking kit. We don't have to do a description. USRT, DC, select OK. And we've all seen this already before, so let's just do the top level here. Oh, that was not the top level. This one's the top level. Save it. And at this point, I can say, okay, well, I want to assemble this kit. And once I've assembled this kit, I can look at the view BOM journal just to make sure that it's subtracting the right things, which it is. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to my kit order. This is the one I just created. And I can just go ahead and post it. And once it's been posted, the BOM journal will be posted and it'll move that inventory. It'll subtract and deduct inventory based on that kit order that you just created. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about our final topic, which is managing prices, discounts, and prices. So I've talked a little bit about kit creation in AX and how it works and how you can reassemble, disassemble, and create these orders for your customers. So let's go ahead now and kind of talk more about that pricing and how it works. So the same calculation engine is across all AX clients of how you manage the discount and price of a product. And the algorithm is always going to be a best price algorithm. And there's 4 discount types, and I'll talk about those types in the future and then in the next slide. And then there's 19 subtypes. So first, I just want to kind of talk about what price is actually reflected in a sales order or a purchase order based on the product. So you've got your product-based price, which of course is created in your release product master. And then you've also got trade agreement prices. So in addition to your base price, it will also take a look at your sales trade agreements, your purchase trade agreements, any vendor trade agreements or customer trade agreements. And this could be either for the product or the variant. You can also, in retail, create category pricing rules for trade agreement management. So this would be things like, for example, I have a category of fashion and my customers my employees of this particular retail always gets 5% off everything they buy. So I could actually create a category for, all the shoes or all the shirts for my employees and have them get 5% off every time, so that pricing rule is defined in the sales price when they're purchasing product. You can also do price adjustments. So you can have a category price adjustment for the product or the variant, and you can have a % price adjustment for an amount or a price. But keep in mind that product adjustments only adjust the price down, so it doesn't increase the price. So in terms of discount types, there are 4 different discount types. There's a simple discount, which is a basic simple discount of here's an item, here's a % off, or here's an amount off. A quantity discount, so this would be more like buy one, get one free. So say, you have to buy 2 items and then you'll get the full 100% discount, or 50% discount, buy one, get one 50% off. And then you've got your mix and match discounts. So these are a little bit more complicated, where you can actually do many different things, where you can do a basket discount, a least expensive discount, or a line-specific discount. So mix and match discounts can include products or different deals. So for example, a good example would be maybe if I buy a computer, if I buy 2 computers, I'll get a backpack for free that's included. So you'll be able to mix and match your products based on what your discount, what you're looking for in terms of your discounts. And then finally is the threshold discount. And the threshold discount is basically when the price reaches a certain amount, you can apply a discount or a percent. So a good example of that would be, maybe once 10% off your purchase if you get at least $100 worth of product. And you could include that for all different categories, or for any or specific categories if that's what the discount is. So in the pricing and discount management workspace, you'll be able to really see all your active discounts, all your pending discounts, any affiliated discounts and price adjustments, and just really be able to work in that realm of your pricing. And keep in mind that all discounts must be associated with a price group. And you've got a few different price groups in AX. So you've got a retail channel price group, so maybe you have different prices for a different store or a different warehouse. You've got a catalog price group, so maybe you've got different prices for a different catalog. Or you've got your loyalty price group. So these are like, maybe you've got a gold member, a gold card member, and they'll get a different discount. And then here is the all discounts page, where you can actually create those discounts and add the products that actually are included in those discounts. So I'm going to show in discounts, I'm going to show first a catalog pricing rule, where I'm going to say that I'm going to create one where the gold customers will get 5% off everything. And then I'm also going to create a simple discount just to show you guys how to actually create one. And then I'm going to show you a few of the different discount types just so you know how you would be able to set those up. So let's exit out of AX, or exit out of my presentation and go back into AX here. And let's open up the pricing and discount management module. And from here, as you see, you've got all your active discounts that are ready, and then you've got any pending discounts. It looks like we've got a clearance discount, etc. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a category price rule. And what that does is, like I mentioned, give a specific price rule for a specific category. So let's create a new group, and let's select an account. So let's say our gold account, which is what I mentioned. And let's say our gold account for this particular time frame will get, in the category electronics, a markup. You could also do a margin or a fixed amount of the base price of $100. And then we don't need the rounding version. I'm just going to select one, the 95. And then save. So basically what this is saying is that for my gold, for my gold account members in the category electronics, I will do a price markup of $100. And when I generate the trade agreements for those items. I'm actually gonna run this because there's 262 trade agreements, but I can run it as a batch, and then it'll create all those trade agreements for that particular rule that I just created for all the items that are in that category. And when I finish, I will actually be able to view all the journals. So let's see if we could look at this one here. Oh, this one only has one. Let's go back to, okay. So let's see if I generate this, what happens. Okay, so this one actually only has 6 trade agreements, so I'm going to run this, and I am going to show you that at the end of generating my price rule, it'll create those trade agreements that that are included in this particular trade rule. So it looks like it created for this account selection all the items that are related, and you can go ahead and post this journal or validate it, and it'll be able to reflect these new prices in all your sales orders from in the future. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show is a discount. So let's go ahead and go to, let's do a simple, let's do a threshold discount, actually. So there's one threshold discount that's already there, but I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to say, well, let's do a discount where you'll get $10 off anything over $75. And we will have to associate an account to actually post this. So let's just find the discount account here. And let's add a threshold. So as we say, our threshold currently is amount of 75, right? And then the discount amount is not a discount, it's a discount amount of $10. Keep in mind you can actually also do percent. And then let's say the effective date is today. And let's add a price group to this discount. So let's do our gold customers and save. Let's go back to our threshold discounts. And let's continue setting this up. So let's add a line here. So since this is a threshold discount, and I'm going to say it's $10 off 75 for all of my products. So let's select the all and select OK. Let's add a unit and save. And that's basically it. And you've created a threshold discount. And the only thing you'll have to do at this point is basically change the status from disabled to enabled. And this discount will be applied for everything that's over 75, which let's look at the threshold discount tier. It'll give you a discount value of $10 for everything in your category for that price group of gold, so your gold customers. I wanted to show also some other discounts, which we're not going to set up, but we're just going to show basically what that would look like in terms of the setup. So for mix and match discounts, we could do a mix and match water bottle promotion. So for example, I've got, if you buy anything from apparel, 2 products, so it looks like it's telling me that I need 2 products, and if I buy 2 products from apparel, they'll get a water bottle for free. Or if you look at the purses and sunglasses offer, it's saying if you buy a handbag with fashion sunglasses as well, you'll get 50% off the fashion sunglasses if you buy handbags. So there's a lot of different ways you can mix and match categories and line groups and just really make whatever you need for your products work for you in terms of pricing. Okay. So now that we've talked a little bit about pricing and discounts, I wanted to kind of touch briefly on some new retail features in Microsoft Dynamics AX. So I've talked about how merchandising has totally been made easier in terms of category and product management, prices and discount management, as well as catalog management. There are some easier ways to deploy channels in stores and financials. You do have a new media gallery, so you do have enhancements to promoting your product images. And there's also a new cloud POS. And that's the retail module again. Just want to kind of show you everything that it includes and all the different workspaces. So thank you guys so much. We do have some upcoming webinars that are coming up for the V7 series. Next week will be What's New in Operations, which will be very exciting and interesting to learn. And then in a few more weeks, there will be the one about the products module and how it's changed. And we've also got a couple of other modules, a couple of other webinars coming up with EDI as well as BI. So please register and go to ebecs.com/events and feel free to just learn more about those topics if they interest you. In addition, if you have any next steps and you're with a company and you want to find out if AX7 is right for you, we do have a master class coming up that is free here in the US. We also have an AX upgrade proof of concept, which basically will be a quick and dirty, will come to your company and basically in a few weeks show what AX can do and how it would fit your business needs. We also have an upgrade assessment that will basically within 1 or 2 days we'll tell you, hey, well here's what you need to do to upgrade to the next version. So maybe you're on version 2009 or 2012 and you want to upgrade. This would be something that you definitely would want to take a look into, as well as our cloud ready assessment. So just some more information about our upgrade assessment. It is a 2-day assessment and there's the price there. And basically we're just helping you decide, hey, should I go to the cloud because the new AX7 is in the cloud? Can I leverage this product using lifecycle services? How am I training, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you so much. My name is Ming, and there's my email there, as well as Charlotte, the Director of Operations here in the U.S., and her email. If you have any questions, please go to ebecs.com or ebecs.com for events for more webinars like this.